Okay, for our project today, we are talking about climate change and probably going to bring in some government agencies and how they can help and what they can do and what they have done for climate change.
And first, we did a poll asking some people how climate change affects them.
So most people we got was in our grade. We usually just went around in class and said that.
Okay, so our first topic was how does climate change affect you? And most people said that it doesn't affect them personally. Now, me personally, I don't think it does. But I mean, I will admit, I think that in the summer it's usually like hotter, and I think that in the winter it doesn't snow as much as I remember from being a kid. But I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think, buddy?
Okay. I'd have to agree with that, but I didn't have much snow when I was a kid because I lived in Atlanta, so there was no snow at all. Yeah, you didn't have to like.
Yes, I did. I actually did.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, funny.
And then what about you? What about you?
I mean, yeah, kind of the same points you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely just the overall weather. It's warmer
Yeah.
than it has.
Mm-hmm. I feel like okay, like also in the winter, bro, like it either gets like really, really cold and it doesn't snow, or it's just like mild and it just rains the whole winter.
Right.
It's really annoying.
Right.
But yeah, right.
I wish it was like a little cooler though, because like when it gets like 95 degrees, it's
in the
like
summer.
yeah, it's bad. I don't like
Yeah.
when it's up.
Yeah.
It's like really humid. That's I mean, it's always been like that, but I feel like it's getting worse. I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
Someone said their mom makes them go outside.
yeah. Yeah, most people are saying it doesn't affect me directly, and everyone else is saying weather. People were mentioning like different weather events, I guess. Like I was saying about snow, but also could be like storms. Like I mean, have you guys noticed like any like storms being worse?
Yes,
than
it stormed last night.
It is storm last night. Did you
It
hear
was
about
storming. I was at
thunder?
the beach. It was storming a lot. Like most of the time I was there. Kind of
Yeah.
sucked, but it was
I mean, it
fun.
usually does rain there, but I feel like I don't know. It's a lot.
Like the beach was double red like almost the entire time I was there. Kind of sucked. Like I barely got in except the first day.
Yeah, and then like we like recently, especially like the last like couple of years, I feel like there's been like a lot more tornadoes. I guess is what I could say. I feel like it's like tornadoes are like shifting more eastward. I guess is from like where like Tornado Alley I guess would be. I feel like we're getting that more.
Of course, this weather nerd has to.
Hey, okay, I like weather. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, buddy. Okay,
My bad.
yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about that. Everyone in here is pretty much saying the same thing. It's just, it doesn't really affect them, and climate change is not affecting my daily life, but yeah. I guess.
And there's also
I feel like it's-
a lot of people that mention like the Arctic Circle, their kids when they eventually have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some about the Earth exploding.
Oh.
Penguin?
Yeah.
I got 2 penguins, yeah.
Two.
Um,
Where's polar bear?
a lot of people about Arctic animals.
Wait, I'll read this one here.
Which
This one's kind of like what I said. Living in East Tennessee my whole life and having family in Southeast Ohio, the heat is worse in both areas each summer. Winters have gotten warmer. Kids can't sled and go swimming like we used to, and I've noticed a decline in the bumblebees and honeybees that used to be in our garden every spring and summer. I did. I did. I saw another one in there. It was saying that they didn't really like notice how much like bees they had. I guess I can say that too.
In Atlanta, there were so many bees. Like there was actually so many.
Really?
Because I had like a wooden porch, so like they
Oh.
all loved it there.
yeah, the carpenter bees.
Yeah.
Jinx.
But yeah, same thing. I guess I said like hummingbirds. I also noticed I love like there's not as many
I
honey
don't feel like I ever saw
hummingbirds.
hummingbirds. Like I've barely seen ever any in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen like 3 ever probably.
Yeah, I have like a thing outside my window. Hummingbird feeder.
Yeah,
But still,
oh yeah, bird feeder.
which like I'm saying, like I feel like recently.
Okay.
We used to have hummingbird feeders like as a kid, and I remember they would always be like super full with so many hummingbirds, just like hummingbirds. But recently I haven't seen that many. I don't know, maybe it's like really early in the time, but like it's spring, summer. I don't know.
The next point that we also asked in our survey is how can government agencies help moderate climate change? And there are many ways, like with the Department of Energy, the EPA, TVA, the Department of Agriculture, and many more. And many more that can help. But we also put this in our survey, and some of the people that they said there are,
Yeah, most of it is just like cut down pollution stuff.
yeah, right.
Stop greenhouse gases. Stop the mass production of gases being produced. Okay. This is one that I thought too, but like by passing greener policies instead of just like kind of putting out like a statement, I guess, that they should do this. I feel like if they made like a law or an act, which I'm sure they have, but they really got it like big and popular, I guess, or really known, it could be way more helpful for climate change in general. Okay, what do you think?
I think a law would be annoying.
So you think
I would not follow it.
you would probably shut up?
I would not.
You would
It's
not?
for like factories and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't affect me.
Yeah, so what are you talking about? You wouldn't follow it.
It wouldn't affect me.
So you're going back to the how does climate change affect you?
Ooh.
Oh wait, that's good, right? It's going back.
No.
Oh, okay, well, but I think the same thing. Just I think that someone said putting ice in the atmosphere.
I don't think that one
I
actually
don't think
works.
that's gonna work. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like a lot of them, like less emissions, cleaner resources, which would make sense because that's
Right.
a really good thing to change. I think these agencies need to, pass these policies and laws that would help,
Mhm.
and would stop the mass production of like gases and like polluting the atmosphere.
Right.
I feel like people could just be a lot more cleaner in general. It's
Like you need to take a shower.
okay, bro, this guy.
I saw a lot about
Make more ice. I feel like that
Yeah,
could like work.
make more ice would work. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
like how?
It would just cool the earth,
How do you
Yes, okay.
for it?
That would
You'll
not
dig
work.
down to the core of Earth and then just
It's
like put
lava.
a bunch of ice. It's fine. Who cares? You'll live.
Okay.
Get some good gear.
Hey, don't listen to him. I don't know what he's talking
Dinosaur
about.
from Minecraft. You know,
Bro, shut up. Actually, no, that was me. I'm sorry about that. That was me. Right. I saw a lot about penguins and polar bears,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah, they're the most affected.
Yeah.
Like everyone. or
which is one of our questions too. What do you think climate change? What does climate change? Who or what does climate change affect most? Which a lot of people were thinking like animals, polar bears, penguins are one. We saw a lot of penguins and polar bears. Anywhere in the Arctic was like an area that everyone was thinking, because everyone thinks of the melting ice caps and how you just see like videos and stuff of like I don't know. I've seen videos of polar bears in the habitat up there.
It's just
Right.
It's just
much worse than it used to be.
yeah, and then just like the rising sea levels, which is one I didn't see much up there, but is one that has been
Oh.
talked about and concerned about for like the longest time.
Well,
Isn't like
yeah. See,
Oh yeah, see,
isn't like
yeah,
New York
That one,
like
okay.
yeah, New York, like Miami or something, Key West. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something like
Probably
that.
the keys.
Yeah.
give it like 1,000 years ago, like underwater.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of bees, and people are just saying, people in general are just saying that us as humans, we were being affected by this just because of something that we've been doing for like our lives, I guess.
Right.
We contribute to pollution every single day, and we don't really realize it sometimes.
Mhm.
Especially you.
What did I do? Look at you. Oh, that's
Your
me.
redhead's like radiating pollution into the atmosphere, buddy.
Hey, all right, well, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
We asked a question that was how bad do you believe climate change is, and most people said concerning but not very worrying, which is
Very
which
bad.
is kind of what I would think. I would put it in the concerning but not very worrying, even though I would go between very bad and concerning but not very worrying.
I would
think,
just say concerning because like
yeah. I mean,
it's not gonna be bad in our lifetime, but it could affect like
that's true. I mean, I think
a couple of generations now.
yeah. I mean, it's been
Right.
affecting. It hasn't. I wouldn't say as affected like our generation like badly, but there's definitely a lot of things. But you know, I would go between those two because I think that's where I would feel, because I've heard a lot about climate change, and I think we all have, right?
Right.
I mean,
7% of people said it was non-existent.
yeah, 7% of people said it was non-existent out of the 43 responses we had.
I'd say
Which-
I would not agree with that.
Yeah, okay, thank
It's-
you. I would not agree with that. Just even though I've only been alive for 16 years, I feel like I can already notice, like, you know,
Yes.
okay, whatever. I feel like I can already notice like a good amount of things that have changed just because of climate change. I mean, I said earlier,
Especially from our like childhood.
yeah, like hotter weather, all the animals being out. I don't know, maybe just like
It's like hotter in here.
it is hot. It is pretty hot in here.
Yeah, I know.
It's climate change. Another question we asked was who/what do you believe is responsible for climate change?
Everyone.
Okay, yeah.
Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, elaborate more on that.
Owen, Luke, Liam.
A couple other people.
A couple of people thrown in there, but like mostly everyone. Like.
But like,
bullets.
could you elaborate more on like
Bullets
some of
out.
the responses?
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like just read them off and
Yeah.
like say what they mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of them are saying people, greenhouse gas emissions, factories,
Yeah.
government.
Well,
Liam
Liam
Powell.
Powell.
Hannah Powell.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay. Weather. No.
Actually no.
Big Pharma.
Big Pharma.
Gorillas.
Carbon and gorillas.
Taylor Swift.
Vodka again.
Honestly,
Didn't
Taylor
you-
Swift though.
Didn't
Buddha?
you see, bro,
Buddha
like
on
last year? Bro, last year, didn't you see, like, I don't know if you saw it, but Taylor Swift, like, on her private jet, she went to, like, so many different concerts,
Yeah.
and, like, it was, like, I
Didn't
saw
she have the world record for shortest flight?
something like that,
What
but
was the
I
flight? Like how long was it? Probably 5
I
minutes.
forget.
don't know,
I think in the air it was only like 10 minutes or something.
yeah, something like that, but, I don't know, like, going back and forth in a plane that much, like a private jet, that's just so
Right.
much
Also-
gas
Yeah.
by,
just
just
celebrities
by
in
herself.
general,
Yeah, celebrities is a big one, I
Yeah,
guess.
rich people.
Like, rich people.
Like
Luke. Okay. Just people in general. Is what
Biden.
most people said. Someone said Biden.
A lot of people said Biden.
No, like one
One
person.
person.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Humans are the Earth itself will have climate shifts. It's a planet. We will have historical data that shows these shifts. However, we have thrown it off and significantly worsened the climate. The lack of protests and the lack of using glass, metal, and wood are also small, but major factor in who is responsible in influencing climate change.
I'd agree. It's like
Yeah.
it's slowly, like, I don't know what those graphs are called, but it's like exponentially growing.
Oh yeah.
Climate change
Like
is getting worse.
How bad it is.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
So that was someone that
Yeah,
put that in there. But the main thing is that people think people are the
Mhm.
thing for climate change, the part of it.
And they are.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like so many people say that, yet
Don't do
not
anything
many.
about it.
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
does
no
anything
one
about
acts
it.
on it. Like if you think back,
People
like
feel as like if one person isn't gonna change anything, so nobody does it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
if you-
voting in a way, because like a lot
Right.
of people won't vote because they don't think they're one vote.
Yeah, exactly,
If
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
everyone does that,
50% of the population who doesn't.
if everyone thinks that, then
Yeah.
it won't matter. Because
Mm-hmm.
And just think about like thousands of years ago, before like all this like industrial stuff came up. There wasn't really that much. There wasn't any really pollution at all. Like just think about like whenever the Native Americans were living here. I guess it's like whenever there wasn't like okay, you can stop that. Whenever there wasn't like a lot going on over here, and it wasn't like. But I just feel like 1,000 years ago, it's just so much. It's so much different from now and 1,000 years ago. Even to take out like the big cities and
because you were
stuff.
alive 1,000 years ago.
I
but-
was actually. Yeah.
Oh,
To take out the cities
like I
and
said,
stuff. Okay. Did all of the governments create climate change? That's one of the questions we had.
I mean, like, partially, but I feel like there's no one person, one organization
Yeah.
that's responsible.
it's just the whole.
Yeah,
It's everyone
us as a whole, as humans.
That's what we've always known. Is pretty much
Yeah.
is all of us as a whole. I mean,
And animals too, like,
like cows fart methane, bro.
yeah. So, like, do you guys think,
I do think actually, yeah.
No, not really. I don't think you think it all, buddy.
I actually do think a little bit. Not much, but sometimes. What is it?
Like when though?
Like February 21st.
2021? Yeah, like same.
Oh,
wait, you think on February 30th?
yeah.
Whoa.
That's cool. Like an annual think day. We kind of
Annual
need
think
that.
day.
February 30th, annual Think Day.
We should create that.
We
Yeah.
should create that.
Let's do that.
February 30th.
What is February 30th? Is it like an actual day?
That's not actual
Dog.
day, dude.
There's 28 days in February.
Oh.
That's the
Dude.
joke.
We're keeping that in.
Okay, dude.
We're gonna- yes, we are.
not keeping
That's
it.
the
Yes, we
whole
are.
joke.
I
dog.
forgot about that.
No, but my annual think day is actually like, I'd say, what? December 1st maybe? It's a good one. It's in the middle of the school year, near the end of the year. It's a good think day.
No.
Right.
Like June 10th.
June 10th?
Yeah. You gotta keep your thinking caps on after school.
No, you do not.
Yeah.
My annual think day, what's yours? I guess mine.
Probably like towards the start of the year, like I'm gonna go like January 13th.
Okay.
What? To collect your thoughts, like
Yeah.
from the beginning of the year?
Like we're getting that
Yeah,
second
just to
semester.
you're like finally doing real work in school. You're like, I don't know, you gotta lock in.
You have to lock in actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Me,
a good
me especially is locked in.
You have to lock in.
Yeah.
We are all locking in on. Oh, yeah. We had some agencies down that could, like, be potentially linked to climate change, or we could have. That's either linked to climate change, or we think could help climate change.
Yeah.
We have Environmental Protection Agency (EPA), Department of Energy, like the one in Oak Ridge, Tennessee Valley Authority (TVA), Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce, Department of Defense, and Department of Health and Human Services. I think that's pretty valid
Yeah.
of what they could do, I guess.
So like, how do these agencies help with climate change?
I know the TVA, obviously, since I've lived here.
Right. Me too.
I know that, like, in the 1950s especially, one big thing they did was, like, all the lakes around us really were not there.
Well, yeah, the lakes were man-made.
They're man-made,
by
yeah. Like
DPA.
Melon Hill, Fort Loudon is, I think Watts Bar is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Most of them around here are, like, were made by TVA and were regulated by TVA. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
And
other-
so,
all of them except for like the actual Tennessee River, most
Yeah.
are man-made.
and just, I know that there's some hydroelectricity around here, which is a good clean resource to use.
Right.
Which we need more clean resources around here. I would say, out of anywhere in the U.S., we actually have a decent amount, I guess. Not really great, but some places out in the middle of nowhere don't really have a good amount of climate or good amount of green energy. The one I can think of is hydroelectricity.
Right.
I mean, like what are those some other ones?
I like nuclear energy.
Oh yeah.
I feel like so many people, it's a misconception that it's dangerous just because it's
Mm,
a nuclear.
right.
nuclear. But you can make so much energy with just a tiny little piece of it,
That's true.
and it's very clean and safe.
So you just like make more with less.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I think it's like a month worth of energy on like grams
Yeah.
of uranium.
But it could be dangerous. Like, what if it's like the nuclear power plant explode or something
Well,
happens?
actually, it can explode.
Can't?
It cannot explode.
Oh.
You can have a meltdown,
Oh.
like Chernobyl,
Mm-hmm.
but it cannot actually explode.
Okay. That's
So it's
good to know.
very safe.
Yeah. We have that here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out in Oak Ridge.
Mm-hmm. I know out in like the Great Plains, I guess they
Mhm.
have a ton of windmills out there because it's windy and it's pretty
Yeah.
flat. You can put all of them over there.
Mhm.
That's a good clean resource. I don't think you would
Are they
get.
effective though? Like,
Yeah, that's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. I don't know if they're pretty effective, but I don't think they would,
be the most.
be the
effective.
most effective. Yeah. Oh yeah, solar power.
Yeah, solar
I know.
power's another good one.
Yeah, in Europe,
But
they
they're so
use-
expensive, so like
Yeah.
maybe like lowering the price down on those like
Yeah.
help
That could help,
benefit the
yeah.
environment because more people would have access to
Yeah,
it.
if we
Right.
make more and lower the price, then more people would think of them and probably get them installed. I know in Europe, they use those on pretty much everyone's roof, and that's a really good. Yeah, they really do. I know my German teacher, like their whole city has solar panels on it. But I mean, Europe is out. Would you say Europe is pretty? Europe is better about. I think recently
yeah.
clean
I think
energy.
Europe's just better in general.
That's true. I don't know.
Well, there's something.
But for like clean energy, I think Europe is What are some other ways?
Hybrid cars. Hybrid are better than
That's
full electric.
Hybrid cars would be good because you can. But the clean resources or clean energy, well, we can probably name them off. Try and think of all of them. I know here we have hydroelectricity. We have nuclear energy. We said. Well, those are the things I'm thinking of right now.
Water. Like,
Hydro.
you said it,
That's really all we got around Tennessee, at least.
Yeah. And there's way more ways, but
Yeah.
Here we don't have any. Well, we need more. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we need more
And
here.
they're building more power plants.
That's
Enough
true.
energy
Yeah.
to produce more clean energy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And then one of our last questions to bring it all together, I guess, is: do we think climate change will affect us in our lifetime? I personally think yes. Now it might not be super drastic, I guess. Like it might not change a bunch, but I feel like I will notice the effects, like even 20 years from now.
Well,
10
yeah,
years, 20
we're
years.
already noticing some
Yeah,
of the
we're already
effects,
noticing.
but like, look, they have a major effect though.
Yeah.
I think that's a bigger question.
Yeah. Most people, 74% of people said that they believe that climate change will affect them in our lifetime. Which, to be fair, it kind of already has. And there's also things you can search up and just look at your what you've noticed around you in the last 10 years. You probably notice a lot that has changed, right? What do you think with that?
What? We already kind of talked about like how it's
We did.
starting.
Yes. Someone said 100% already has, which I actually would agree with that.
Right.
Just because of what we said earlier. And if it's affected us, I said yeah. Because of the temperature and stuff. Do you think climate change will affect you in your lifetime?
Yeah, I think it already has.
1,000% already has?
No, like probably 100% already has.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. I think that wraps up our climate change talk today.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for watching our Climate Change Top and for our AP Gov project. I really appreciate it.
We really appreciate it.
We really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to smile.
Get closer. Actually, no, let's get a picture too. Let's get a picture. Hey.
Okay, no, I'm ending.
Twin Zone.